Hello everyone, welcome to video lectures and ISR initiative by SSMRV College. SSMRV College, one of the premier institutions run by the prestigious RV group of institutions, has come up with a unique initiative to engage students at the time of this unforeseen medical emergency caused by corona outbreak. As a socially responsible institution, we would like to connect academically with students to make the losses caused. In this connection, I, Neeta SS of Department of MCOM, has posted a video on the subject Advanced E-commerce and Mobile Commerce and the topic Wireless Application Protocol. Please watch the video till the end and like, share with your peer groups and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. So in this unit, we'll discuss about WAP, that is Wireless Application Protocol. So why do we use this Wireless Application Protocol? It is a set of communication protocols to standardize the way that wireless devices such as cellular telephones and radio transceivers can be used for internet access. WAP is a universal standard for bringing internet-based content and advanced value-added services to wireless devices such as phones and personal digital assistants, that is PDAs. WAP data flows between the web server and a wireless device in both directions. A wireless device will send a request for information to a server and the server will respond by sending packets of data which are formatted for display on a small screen by a piece of software in the wireless device called micro browser. Micro browser based services and applications reside temporarily on servers, not permanently in phones. Okay, so wireless application protocol, it is a technical standard for accessing information over a mobile wireless network. Okay, so we also have a web browser, that is a web browser, okay, for mobile devices such as mobile phones that uses this WAP protocol. It is introduced in the year 1999. WAP achieved some popularity in the early 2000s, but by 2010s it had been largely superseded by more modern standards. Okay. Most modern handset internet browsers now fully support HTML, so they do not need to use WAP markup for web page compatibility, and therefore most are no longer able to render and display pages written in WML, WAP's markup language. Okay, so let me give an introduction or an history about this WAP. So coming to the history or evaluation of this wireless application protocol. Motorola, Nokia, Ericsson and the US software company Phone.com, formerly Unwired Planet, were the initial partners that teamed up over 2 years ago in mid-1997 to develop and deploy the wireless application protocol. So WAP is an attempt to define the standard for how content from the internet is filtered for mobile communications. Content is now readily available on the internet, and WAP was designed as the way of making it easily available on mobile terminals. Okay, so the WAP forum was formed after a US network operator, OmniPoint, issued a tender for the supply of mobile information services in the early 1997. It received several responses from different suppliers using proprietary techniques for delivering the information such as smart messaging from Nokia and HTML from Phone.com. So OmniPoint informed the tender responders that it would not accept a proprietary approach and recommended that the various vendors get together to explore defining a common standard. After all, there was not a great deal of difference between the different approaches which could be combined and extended to form a powerful standard. So these events were the initial stimulus behind the development of wireless application protocol, with Ericsson and Motorola joining Nokia and Unwired Planet as the founder members of the WAP forum. So in order to integrate as seamlessly as possible with the web, WAP sites are hosted on web servers and use the same transmission protocol as websites, that is Hypertext Transport Protocol. The most important difference between web and WAP sites is the application environment. Whereas a website is coded mainly using HTML, WAP sites use a similar but more streamlined formatting language, wireless markup language. So some examples of WAP services in this case: advertisements on WAP enabled mobile phones. So basically the wireless application protocol takes a client server approach. It incorporates a relatively simple micro browser into the mobile phone, requiring only limited resources on the mobile phone. This makes WAP suitable for thin clients and early smartphones. The wireless application protocol is a hot topic that has been widely hyped in the mobile industry and outside of it. WAP is simply a protocol, a standardized way that a mobile phone talks to a server installed in the mobile phone network. So WAP is an important development in the wireless industry because of its attempt to develop an open standard for wireless protocols independent of vendor and airlink. The WAP information is broken down under a number of headings as listed below. So this is all about the brief introduction about wireless application protocol we are using. So we'll discuss about the wireless application protocol architecture. The WAP protocol suite contains 4 protocols that are responsible for the communication between clients and WAP gateways. As the protocols used on the internet, these can be used in 4 different configurations. So what are those 4 different configurations? One is connectionless mode with security, connection mode with security. Okay. Connectionless mode means only WSP and WDP are involved. WSP means wireless session protocol and wireless datagram protocol. We'll discuss this in next slide. What is WSP and WDP? Okay. In connectionless mode, these two protocols are involved. Here, no acknowledgements on the sent datagram. So if you are sending any data, there will be no acknowledgements sent. So this we call it as connectionless mode. Connectionless mode with security means additional encryption by WTLS, wireless transport layer security, has been given. Connection mode, additional use of WTP, wireless transaction protocol. So here datagram being sent must be acknowledged and may be retransmitted if it is lost, which gives reliable transmissions. Next, connection mode with security, that is additional encryption by WTLS. WAP has a layered architecture, which you can see in this diagram. Okay, so WAP is designed in a layered fashion so that it can be extensible, flexible and scalable. As a result, the WAP protocol stack is divided into 6 layers. Okay, so usually we say 5 layers. We don't consider WML because WML is any wireless markup language can be there. So usually we say it's a 5 layers, but to understand that we also include WML in the WAP layered architecture. What is WAE? Wireless Application Environment. WAE defines the user interface on the phone. The application development environment refers to facilitate the development of services that support multiple bearers. To achieve this, WAE contains the wireless markup language. Okay, so wireless markup language includes WML script, a scripting micro language similar to JavaScript, and the wireless telephony application. So these are the tools that allow web-based application to be developed. Next, in this WAE, we have a general purpose environment which provides the applications to be used on wireless devices. It connects the technologies used in the World Wide Web and mobile telephony to allow interoperability. WAE contains two logical layers. We have user agents and service or formats. Examples: browsers, phone books, and message editors are within the user agent layer, while services and formats deals with the common elements and formats accessible to user agents like WML, WML script, and image formats. Next, WSP, Wireless Session Protocol. So session layer. Okay, so what is this? It provides a lightweight session layer to allow efficient exchange of data between WAE and the rest of the protocol stack. It provides negotiation capabilities, caching header, and long-lived sessions. When running WSP in connection mode, it will set up a session between the client and the web gateway. The session is assumed to be long-lived and can be resumed if suspended. Example for the session layer is, suppose if you are doing any transaction, there is a session timeout if you have not used that screen for more than 1 minute. Okay, so this is achieved using session layer. So the session is assumed to be long-lived and can be resumed if it is suspended. Session protocol, it is a lightweight session layer. It allows to efficient exchange of data. Next, wireless transaction protocol. The WTP runs on top of a datagram service such as user datagram protocol, UDP. Okay, UDP means it uses a simple connectionless communication model with a minimum of protocol mechanism. Okay, UDP provides checksums for data integrity and port numbers for addressing different functions in source and destination. That is the job of UDP. It provides the data integrity and port numbers when you are addressing the different functions both in source and destination. So wireless transaction protocol, it runs on a top of a datagram services, that is UDP, and part of the standard suite of TCP/IP protocol, to provide a simplified protocol suitable for low bandwidth mobile devices, reliable communication, controlling transmission and reception of message. It makes sure that messages are unique and retransmitted if they are lost. That is the job of wireless transaction protocol. So here the messages are divided into three different classes. So unreliable send with no result message, reliable send with no result message, reliable send with reliable result message. Okay, unreliable means when you are sending any data, if it is lost, no retransmission is sent. Okay, so unreliable send with no result message means no retransmission if the sent message is lost. Reliable send with no result message means retransmission if no acknowledgements are received. Reliable send with reliable result message means the sender acknowledges the acknowledgement. So WTP also supports protocol data unit concatenation and delayed acknowledgement to help reduce the number of messages sent. So this protocol therefore tries to optimize the user experience by providing the information that is needed when it is needed. It can be confusing to receive confirmation of delivery messages when users are expecting the information itself. So by stringing several messages together, the end user may well be able to get a better feel more quickly for what information is being communicated. For this reason, we go for wireless transaction protocol. Next, Wireless Transport Layer Security, WTLS. It incorporates security features that are based upon established Transport Layer Security Protocol standard. It includes data integrity checks, privacy on the WAP gateway to client and authentication. WTLS is an optional security layer which incorporates encryption facilities that provide the secure transport service for applications that must be secured during transactions between the client and the WAP gateway. WTLS can be used with both the connectionless and connection mode and is always placed on top of WDP. WTLS can be used with both the connectionless and connection mode and is always placed on top of Wireless Datagram Protocol. Wireless Datagram Protocol. So WDP is a transport layer that sends and receives messages through any available bearer network. It is the base of the WAP protocol stack and hides the characteristics of different underlying bearers, that is GSM and SMS. Okay, so this is quite confusing. So let me tell you what is transport layer here. Okay, so we have a OSI model. Basically, OSI model is a network model. It has 7 layers. One is physical layer, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, application layer. So transport layer is the 4th layer in the OSI model. So transport layer is mainly responsible for end-to-end communication over a network. So this layer enables the host to send and receive error-corrected data packets or messages over a network and is network component that is multiplexing. Okay, so WDP is the transport layer which is responsible to sends and receives messages. It is the base of the WAP protocol. So now we have 2 different bearers here, that is GSM and SMS. You would have heard about SMS, short message service, which you will be using in order to communicate between your friends. Okay, messages. What is GSM? So GSM, it is a global system for mobile communication. It is a standard developed by European Telecommunication Standards Institute. In short, we say it as ETSI, European Telecommunication Standards Institute, to describe protocols for the 2nd generation. Okay, after first generation 1G, we have the GSM, then SMS. Next, wireless markup language, that is WML. Wireless markup language is a WAP's counterpart to the hypertext markup language on WWW. It is a page describing language used for authoring services and is designed to fit small handheld devices. Like HTML, WML is also a tag-based language, but it has been designed for low bandwidth wireless devices with limited input and output capabilities. WML documents navigate through a card and deck metaphor. Okay, a card is a single unit where information is shown to the user. So card is a single unit where information is shown to the user, or user can choose to input some data to the card. Now what is DEC? DEC is a related set of cards. WML supports text and images, user inputs, navigation mechanism and variables. Next, we'll discuss about WAP applications in m-commerce. WAP is being used to develop enhanced forms of existing applications and new versions of today's applications. Okay, so that means existing mobile data software and hardware suppliers are adding WAP support to their offering, either by developing their own WAP interface or more usually partnering with one of the WAP gateway suppliers profiled above. Okay. WAP will allow customers to easily reply to incoming information on the phone by allowing new menus to access mobile services. That means it gives a simple or significant impetus for new players to add mobile as a new distribution channel for their existing products and services. So we can use CNN and Nokia teamed up to offer. Okay, so this is the part of the business case for network operators by making value-added services more easily to reply to and request. WAP can help generate additional traffic on the network and therefore revenue also will be generated using WAP. That means mobile services. Okay, so previously application developers wrote proprietary software applications and had to port that application to different network types and bearers within the same platform. So by separating this bearer from the application, WAP facilitates easy migration of application between networks and bearers. So this reduces the cost of wireless application development and therefore encourages entry to the mobile industry by software developers. This is about the applications, that is where we are using WAP in the mobile commerce. Next, we'll discuss some important concepts of WAP. Here we'll be discussing GPRS, Edge technology, Bluetooth and so on are the important concepts in WAP. What is GPRS? It's a General Packet Radio Services. GPRS is a packet switched data bearer running at 57.6 kilobits per second to 115.2 kilobits per second with up to 384 kilobits per second through channel aggregation. Although implementation of GPRS in mobile networks involves investments on additional hardware to current base stations, its two prime benefits are it provides highly functional bearer for current wireless data requirements and that it has a clear migration path to third generation mobile through software upgrading. So GPRS existed prior to the World Wide Web and was originally specified for X.25. However, it is now seen as an ideal bearer for mobile IP and has the potential to affect the transformation of mobile operators to mobile internet service providers. So, with GPRS, the user is always online. Depends on the availability of free time slots and generally will pay only for data received or sent on flat rate system. Okay, so this is all about GPRS. GPRS, General Packet Radio Services, mainly used for the to track the information. Okay, so through the mobile network. So it requires an additional hardware to the current base stations. So we also have discussed about network bearers. Okay, bearer means a service provider. Okay, it allows the transmission of information signals between network interfaces. These services gives the subscriber the capacity required to transmit appropriate signals between the certain access points. Okay, so what is bearer? You would have seen in your mobile phone. Nowadays all mobile phone has an option of LTE. Okay, so what is LTE? Long term evaluation. We are using in a mobile network, we are using LTE. Okay, long term evaluation architecture. That means these are the bearers. It allows the transmission of information signals. Okay, so what is LTE? What is the use of it? It is used to connect the user equipment to PDNs, packet data network, such as the internet. Okay, so this you have to be aware of it. We are all using the LTE network. So for this will be using the terminology bearers. Next technology, that is enhanced data rates for GSM evolution. In short, we say it as EDGE. EDGE is the final second generation bandwidth upgrade for GSM networks. Prior to the advent of 3G mobile service and uses a higher level modulation scheme called octagonal phase shift keying. EDGE will theoretically provide bandwidth up to 384 kilobits per second. Examples of Bluetooth applications, we have wireless headsets, wireless office peripherals, handheld devices. We'll discuss about advantages of WAP. Wireless Application Protocol is an open standard. It is totally vendor independent and network standard independent. WAP transport mechanism is optimized for wireless data bearers. WAP applications downloaded from the server enable faster services creation and introduction than embedded software. Some of the WAP features are similar to HTML. Using WML, you can have your own WAP page which can be viewed on your future mobile phones. So it is possible to configure the WAP gateway in such as manner that it requires the phone to use WTLS and enforce sufficiently strong encryption. Drawbacks, disadvantages of WAP. There's still no way for the web server to know the identity of the WAP user in a secure way. This solution makes it considerably easier for corporate employees who may have physical access to gateway to monitor or modify traffic. So additional problem that the gateway might be used by a hacker to modify or break into other applications may reside behind the same firewall. Okay, if you have an applications which is behind this same firewall, they can easily modify or break the data. A separate gateway computer must be purchased that requires configuration and support. If WTLS is enforced, all WAP phones which do not support it has to be disabled. So these are all the drawbacks of WAP. Thank you for watching. Happy learning.